You shared a fascinating stack of sources with us, and they all point to this massive revolution happening in commerce. Right now, we're talking about a world where AI is moving way beyond just recommending products.
Exactly. We are entering the realm of, well, of truly autonomous purchasing.
Yeah,
This isn't just a predictive algorithm anymore. We're moving into an era of what McKinsey is calling agentic commerce.
Agentic Commerce.
Right. And what that means is the AI doesn't just suggest a choice. It plans the whole transaction. It compares options, negotiates, and then actually completes the purchase for you.
That's a fundamental shift in purchasing power, isn't it? When we talk about agents acting across the full shopping journey, I mean, that implies a completely hands-off experience for the consumer.
It does. The agent covers the entire spectrum.
Hmm.
It starts with needs discovery, figuring out what you need, sometimes before you even know it yourself.
Wow.
Then it moves through evaluation and comparison all the way to the final payment
Right.
and, any post-purchase support you might need. These are persistent, autonomous things executing really complex tasks.
And crucially, this isn't some far-off science fiction concept anymore. Are we seeing real-world examples of this delegation of decision-making?
Oh, absolutely. Just look at what Amazon is doing. They have Rufus, their generative shopping expert, inside the app, which is basically an AI assistant helping you build lists.
Okay, that feels more like an evolution.
It is.
Yeah.
But the real step toward autonomy is a system like Alexa plus Sexa. You can set these explicit price wash rules, and the system just places the order automatically when your conditions are met. That's the agent acting on a preset guardrail.
So we have two major fronts in this retail revolution. First, let's do a deep dive into this idea of the autonomous shopper, the digital agents. And then we can pivot and look at how AI is doing the same thing for physical retail, aiming for, virtually zero staff operations.
Let's start on the digital side. The core benefit, the thing driving this for the consumer, is the promise of hyper-personalization at scale. Because these agents maintain a persistent, detailed memory of you, the user, they can curate things far beyond your simple purchase history.
I imagine this persistent memory goes really deep. Not just preferences, but constraints.
That's the key differentiator. It's not just your preferred color or size. It includes detailed personal constraints, ethical sourcing, strict budgets, dietary needs, even the real-time context of where you are and what your schedule is.
So the agent synthesizes all of that.
Right, to create these hyper-tailored short lists and bundles, which basically makes the decision-making process irrelevant for you.
This is where it gets really interesting for me, though. That leap to autonomous transactions. How does a piece of software handle the full complexity of checkout, payment, logistics?
It executes routine buys from end to end, usually using those guardrails we talked about. The agent is responsible for making sure the product is in stock, the price is right, the delivery slot is open, and then it executes the payment. It has to be seamless and critically error-free.
So if I'm a retailer, I have to figure out how to be visible to these new AI gatekeepers. The sources lay out two primary ways of engaging with them, right?
Precisely. First, you have what are called owned channel agents. These are the ones the retailer deploys directly on their own website or in their app.
So they have full control.
Maximum control over the catalog, the branding, pricing, and all that valuable customer data. They own the entire experience.
But today, most people are starting their shopping journey somewhere else, right? On a search engine or a chat platform.
And that brings us to the more challenging model.
Yeah.
Ecosystem agents. These are the ones operating on third-party platforms. Think ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. This gives a retailer maximum reach, maximum acquisition potential, because you're meeting the customer where they already are.
But it must come with a trade-off.
A big one. It requires the retailer to expose their structured data, their APIs, to let these external agents transact reliably, so you sacrifice some control to get that reach.
That sounds strategically dangerous. If I expose my APIs to some massive third-party agent, aren't I risking just becoming a commodity, losing that direct relationship with my customer?
That is the central strategic tension of agentic commerce right now. You absolutely risk becoming a replaceable line item if your only differentiator is price and stock, which is exactly what these agents are built to compare.
But the upside is so big they feel like they have to play.
The upside is massive merchant efficiency. So yes, they're compelled to get in the game.
Okay, let's pivot to those retailer benefits, because that efficiency is the real engine driving all this corporate investment. We're talking about huge merchant efficiency gains.
The efficiency is staggering. Retailers get better real-time demand signals. They can implement far smarter dynamic pricing. But the most immediate, tangible benefit is the radical drop in their service load.
Do we have a good data point on the scale of those savings?
We absolutely do. The Klarna AI assistant, in its first month, just its first month, handled two-thirds of all their customer service chats.
Two-thirds.
Two-thirds. That's not an incremental saving. That's a structural shift in a company's budget overnight. It just shows how efficiently AI can automate that long tail of simple, high-volume problems. Delivery times, simple returns, refund status checks.
Two-thirds automation of customer service, that's a huge operational change. But if the AI is handling returns and refunds without a human, how do they prevent fraud? The source material must get into the kind of guardrails they need to trust the bot with money.
That's precisely why the first steps for retailers are so technical. It has to start with data readiness. The AI can only be trusted if the data underneath it is impeccable. Meaning retailers have to aggressively fix their product, metadata, titles, attributes, images. But most importantly, they have to use structured data markup, specifically things like product, offer, and review schemas.
Wait, explain that. How does using structured data let an agent reason better than just, reading a website? What's an offer markup actually doing?
An agent needs that structure to compare complex, non-identical products reliably. When a retailer uses offer markup, they're basically telling the agent clearly in computer language. This is the product name, this is the exact price right now, this is the availability, and here's the return policy.
So without that, it's just guessing.
Exactly. Without it, the agent can't make reliable, logical comparisons for you. It can't reason that, say, product A is a bit more expensive, but it includes free 24-hour shipping, while product B is cheaper, but you have to calculate shipping separately.
That makes so much sense. So cleaning your data isn't just a marketing job anymore. It's the prerequisite for automated revenue. Once the data is clean, the next step must be opening up the interfaces.
That's agent endpoints. Retailers have to publish dependable APIs for every single step of the journey: search, pricing, stock, baskets, payments, returns. If an external agent can't reliably check your SOC and start a secure payment, it just won't choose you.
And when an agent is buying things on its own, security and trust are everything. How do retailers handle the financial side safely?
They have to support tokenized payments, so credit card data is never exposed. And they have to implement clear spend limits and approval rules. The governance here is key. The advice is to start with opt-in, event-scoped autonomy.
Meaning the user has to explicitly agree.
Yes, you have to agree, and it must be constrained. Maybe the agent can only buy your usual weekly groceries, or only book flights under a certain price.
I noticed the regulatory context is also catching up pretty fast here.
Indeed, retailers have to start mapping their obligations under things like the EU AI Act. The core focus is on transparency. You have to know why the agent bought what it bought, and on having rigorous risk controls.
Okay, let's transition from the digital world to the physical store. AI is tackling the same friction points there, but in the real world eliminating things like queues and the need for staff.
This is the massive rise of the autonomous store. The goal is simple: eliminate the checkout and reduce the reliance on constant staff supervision. And we're seeing solutions now that just dwarf the early grab-and-go convenience stores.
Give me a sense of the scale and complexity we're talking about for, say, a real supermarket to run autonomously.
Look at Sensei. They partnered with Sone AMC in Portugal and launched what's being called the world's largest autonomous store. It's a 1,200 square meter supermarket with over 11,000 different products.
How do you even track that?
The mind-boggling amount of hardware. They needed 1,676 ceiling-mounted cameras and 2,000 shelf sensors just to get accurate, real-time basket tracking. That's what it takes to know if you picked up a fresh pastry or a loose vegetable.
Wow, that's a huge technological hurdle to cross, just proving it works at full supermarket scale. I can't imagine installing and maintaining over 1,600 cameras.
It proves it's viable, though. And then we also see solutions for super high-traffic locations. Trigo, for instance, put a fully autonomous store for Etisalat inside the Dubai Mall. Shoppers just watch their basket update on their phone as they shop, and then they walk out. Payment is automatic.
And what about the truly zero-staff approach, like a hyper-sophisticated vending machine?
That's VenHub Global. They're deploying fully autonomous smart stores. They use AI and robotic arms for 247 operation with zero on-site staff. They have them in places like LAX Airport. It's pure, unmanned, automated retail.
And beyond just the checkout, AI is changing security and staff efficiency, which is critical for the bottom line.
Loss prevention is now a data problem that AI vision can solve. Retail AI, for example, uses targeted audible warnings delivered right to the shopper.
A voice from the ceiling.
Essentially, yes. The idea is to deter theft without staff confrontation. And their RAID 10 data cube also optimizes floor operations. It can assign a staff member a task, like cleaning a spill, and then use the cameras to verify it's been completed.
So it's managing both security and just standard operational tasks. What about identifying known threats?
Spectre AI uses a vision agent for real-time person recognition. It alerts security to abnormal behavior, shoplifting, or even just eating products off the shelves, and includes a powerful watch list feature that instantly flags known individuals.
And on the flip side, what about helping the human staff that are still there?
Workforce optimization is a huge area. OrQuest has an AI scheduling solution used by brands like H&M and McDonald's. It forecasts customer demand and generates optimized schedules in minutes, covering over 280,000 employees.
So no more wasted labor time.
Exactly. And even simple things like fixing tech issues. WildX Hoppers uses AI-powered headsets for associates, and the data shows that common tech problems get fixed 50% faster.
And I guess to bring it full circle, the physical pricing has to keep up with the dynamic digital offers.
Absolutely. Vusion Group's platforms use AI with electronic shelf labels and real-time shelf monitoring. This lets the system apply automated price changes instantly across the entire store, so the price you see is always consistent with the price your agent sees online.
Let's zoom out now and look at the definitive corporate move that really validates this entire shift. Tesco's major 3-year partnership with Mistral AI.
This is a huge commitment from a global retail giant. The deal gives Tesco full access to Mistral's commercial models and engineers, and they're creating a new joint AI lab. This signals that this isn't some side project, it's central to their future strategy.
What are the specific applications they're targeting? Why go all in like this?
The focus is threefold: shoppers, staff, and suppliers. For shoppers, they want to fundamentally revamp Club Card personalized offers, make them even more hyper-targeted. Internally, the AI will speed up data analysis of their massive loyalty base and improve operations through tasks like content development and document drafting. It's about saving thousands of hours of colleague time.
So if AI agents are handling loyalty data, drafting documents, and then ultimately doing the purchasing for the customer, what's the ultimate power shift here?
It just creates this unprecedented need for control and transparency. If agents are building bundles and executing transactions, their autonomy has to be tightly constrained. Retailers need to set clear margin floors, for instance, to ensure automation doesn't break their business. Autonomy has to be transparent and, crucially, auditable.
Because when something goes wrong,
When a mistake happens, you, the consumer, will want to know if it was your agent or the retailer's agent that made the error.
that brings us to our final thought. We've established that Agentic Commerce is forcing retailers to clean their data and open up their APIs, while physical store AI is all about radical operational efficiency and this zero staff model.
Right. The sources mention that these AI agents will be able to assemble bundles, apply dynamic offers, and even negotiate prices for you. So the question for you to mull over is this: if you delegate your purchasing power to an AI agent, and that agent is negotiating fiercely with the retailer's own pricing AI, where does the human element of choice, and more importantly, budget control, truly reside? When the machines start negotiating with each other, we really need to know where the human oversight still rests.